Hey, Carol here, and welcome to another part of our Automotive Visualization Series in Unreal Engine. In the previous episodes we went through rigging a car in Cinematic Car Rig, took a look at shaders, then jumped into GAEA 2.0 where we generated the height map and imported it into Unreal. So we have terrain, but it's naked as a newborn, there are no textures on it whatsoever. And this is where most people do one of two things. Either they spend the next 8 hours painting the landscape with a brush like Bob Ross at an easel, or they say, oh that's too much work, and leave a grey placeholder that looks like a paper mock-up. Today I'm going to show you a third way, an asset from Fab called MW Landscape Auto Material that does all the work for you, automatically. And the best part? It's completely free! This isn't a trial, it's not a demo, just a full version here on Fabi. So let's do this! MW Landscape Auto Material is a smart material system. It automatically distributes textures on your landscape based on two things: terrain slope and height. Steep slopes get rock, flat areas get grass, high peaks get snow, low valleys get mud or water. Everything procedural, everything automatic. You can swap these textures for your own from Megascans, so even if you don't like the default look, you have access to thousands of alternatives without paying a penny. Alright, enough talking, let's do this setup. Step 1. You go to Fabi, you search for our asset and add it to your library and project. Completely free! Epic Games is giving away professional assets and people are still paying for worse stuff on other marketplaces. I don't understand this world. In your content browser you see the folder structure with materials, textures, blueprints. Now the easiest part of this entire tutorial. You select your landscape in the viewport, that terrain you imported, and in the details panel you scroll to the landscape section. You see the landscape material field, so drag that master material we just found into it and boom, the terrain has textures. Automatically! Rock on the slopes, grass on flat areas, everything applied itself. That's literally it! 5 minutes from download to working material. So, thank you for waiting. Yeah, haha, just wait, don't close this video yet, because now I'm going to show you how to customize it. Alright, so we have a working material, but what if you want to adjust it? This is where parameters come in. On the left side you have dozens of parameters. This might look overwhelming, but relax, I'm going to show you just the most important ones. The first group is parameters per layer. For each of the 5 layers you have separate controls. The most important parameter is SlopePower. For example, this one controls at what slope angle rock appears. Higher value means rock appears only on very steep slopes, lower value means rock appears even on gentle slopes. And finally you have procedural parameters. Those enables automatic snow on peaks. Here you can control from what elevation the snow begins. Here you can enable procedural water in low areas. If you want, of course! You raise it, you see valleys flooding. You lower it, water recedes. Everything in real time, everything non-destructive. You can change your mind as many times as you want. Alright, you probably noticed that when you applied this material, the terrain automatically got grass. That's cool, but sometimes we don't want that. Maybe you're making a desert landscape, maybe you want to add your own foliage through PCG, maybe it just gets in your way. So how to disable it? We turn it off with one checkbox. Alright, we have terrain with textures, but when you're driving a car, you need a road or something that resembles it. This is where Landscape Spline comes in. You switch to Landscape mode. In the top menu we go to Manage, then Edit Splines. Now we click on the terrain. Control plus left mouse button adds a control point. You click once, you have the first point. You click a second time somewhere else, you have a second point. Unreal automatically connects them with a line. Alt plus left mouse button and drag from a control point to extend the spline further. That's how you build a road, point by point, like in real life. Once we have the route drawn, we click on a control point. In the details panel you see parameters. Width is the road width at that point. You can have a wide road on straights, narrower on curves like in real road design. Side fall-off is how much the road blends with the surroundings. Now the coolest part, adding a road mesh. You open Fabi or Quixel Bridge, search for road or asphalted 3D section. Now we go back to Unreal and select your spline. In the top menu you have an option select all connected then segments. This selects all spline segments at once. In the details panel you see landscape spline meshes. Just drag the road mesh from Megascans there, the one you just downloaded. The orientation might be wrong, but relax, in those same settings you have forward axis and up axis, so change this until the road runs correctly along the spline. And done! You have a road made of real photoscanned asphalt that follows your spline exactly. One note, if you're using Unreal 5.4 or newer, enable Nanite for this road mesh. This will give you better LOD and better performance. Maybe you don't like the default textures, maybe you want a specific look, a specific biome. Again, open FabB, go to the surfaces section and search for something that fits you. Maybe some specific rock from a specific region, maybe Arctic grass, maybe something else. Then go back to the material instance editor of your landscape material. Search for texture parameters. Now just switch textures from Megascans onto these slots. Base color to base color, normal to normal, you know the rest. And now you have a new texture. You can do this for every layer, completely change the terrain look without touching the geometry, without touching the blending logic. For automotive visualization where you're presenting a car against an environment background, the background terrain doesn't have to be perfect. It has to look good, professional, photorealistic. This asset plus spline road give you that out of the box. If you like this video, please subscribe. The link to MW Landscape Auto Material on FabB is in the description below. Thanks for watching and see you in the next time!